I'm waiting for the clock. If you all are wondering what the heck is happening up there, it looks like something's about to happen, but I can't be sure because she's just standing. Oh, good morning. That's what I was waiting for, the 11:11. Yeah. Good morning. We would love for you to sing with us this morning. It is very easy. You would listen to us. I claim myself as one of one voice now, so woo! Beautiful to have them with us this morning. So we will sing it for you. We will demonstrate. Thank you, Breezy, for that word. We will demonstrate. And then y'all will come in, and then you sing after me. It's very easy.
You'll get it.
You'll get it.
You'll get it.
Goes like this. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. That's it. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. After me, Spirit loves me. Spirit loves me. I know that. I know that. Spirit loves me. Spirit loves me. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. When I'm down, I turn to you. I turn to you. When I'm down, you pull me through. Pull me through. Yeah. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Yes, I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. See.
All alone, feeling broken, I don't know where to go. Got a feeling if I'm willing, Spirit's opening the door. So I'm asking, passing time while I'm crashing in a last sad gasp of confusion, and it's slow. A little knowing that won't let go. Can't ignore it, and you know I won't, cause it's growing in the open. No more hoping now. Spirit holds my soul and says you gotta let me love you now. You are worthy of this love, so why not let me love you now? You are worthy of this love. Yeah.
I surrender. I surrender. Every little thing. Every little thing. I surrender. I surrender. Hear me sing. Hear me sing. Sing. I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. Yes, I'm gonna let Spirit love me now. I am worthy of this love. I am worthy of this love. I am worthy of this love. Yes, I am worthy of this love.
Hi, there I am. Welcome to CSL Asheville. I'm so glad you're here. It's a beautiful day outside, and you had a fabulous idea to be in this room with us. I'm so glad you're here. So if you would, do me a favor. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Absolutely. So let's take a second and take our cell phones out. Everybody take your cell phones out. Take a picture of me. Share it on Facebook and your favorite social media. And share how great this place is. Because we have some awesome things happening. Yeah, there you go, Troy. And while you have your cell phones out, please make sure they're silent so we can enjoy the rest of our celebration. So today in the education room around 2 o'clock. We have our Breezy back there in the media booth waving her hand. We're going to have some games. She's got some games planned. We're going to do games and karaoke on the fourth Sundays and the fourth Wednesday evenings. So please stay tuned. Games on the even month numbers and karaoke on the odd month numbers. Just to confuse the heck out of you. Wednesday night is 6:30, and this is all on our website. So please, if you are interested, talk to Breezy or go to our website because it has a lot of information. We have Consciousness and the Creative Process with our very own Reverend Marsha McLean. Starting on Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, April 25th, from 6:30 to 8:30 via Zoom. If you're interested in the class, please see Marsha, and you can sign up on our website. Woohoo! Another cooking class with Laurie. Stand up, Laurie. This is Laura Ricciardoni, fabulous chef extraordinaire, and this is Saturday, right? Friday. Is it Friday? I know what that says, but I think it's actually Saturday, not Friday. Yes, that's what, because I'm.
You were just kidding because it's April Fool's. No, it's not.
Anyway, so how to cook the paleo way. Laurie is a fabulous chef, and this is going to be an incredible class. So please, if you're interested in signing up, it's a 2-hour class with this fabulous chef, and it's going to be so fun. So please join us, and it's going to be both of us because I'm assisting. So, yeah. April 28th.
No, it's Saturday, April 29th.
It's this coming Saturday. How's that? Saturday the 29th. So, Chaplain Judith Loniak was not feeling well today, so we're having to cancel the grief group that we had been planning for this afternoon, but we are having one for next Sunday here in the sanctuary at 1 p.m. And also the Wednesday, she's continuing the Wednesday night grief groups as well. We've got so much good stuff happening, and we just don't have enough time to share all the things happening. So please, 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 we send out these weekly e-news called Inspiration and Celebrations. We have calendars on the Welcome Center and in the social hall. And for a complete list of what's happening, please, please, please go to our website and check out our events page. It's a fantabulous thing. So, most of you were here yesterday. We had an amazing celebration for our beloved Barbara. And if you were anywhere in the assisting process of that, would you please stand so we can thank you? We did such a great job, folks. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. This room was full of love, as it always is, but this was for Barbara. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, and let's do the April affirmation together aloud, please. We're just going to do it one time. I am the fullness of life. I participate and celebrate life just as I am. And we light the light. Maybe. So, while I'm up here and have your attention, we have the honor of Melissa and Z here. Reverend Dr. Melissa Felipe, and Reverend Z. Egloff are longtime students and teachers of consciousness and transformation. They are both ordained ministers with Centers for Spiritual Living, holding master's degrees from Holmes Institute. Z holds a master's in spiritual psychology, and Melissa has an honorary doctorate for her contributions to the field of New Thought music. Melissa and Z are founders of Oh My God Life, an online and traveling ministry. At their virtual home, ohmygodlife.com, they offer videos, books, music, classes, and so much more. They also speak, perform, and facilitate workshops and retreats nationwide. Yay.
I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am
Join me in prayer in this stillness of this sacred moment. I breathe in a deep breath, a breath of life, as I am remembering that the breath that I breathe is the breath of God. I am the breath of God. I am that spirit that moves through the universe, for God is all that there is. There is an ever-present, powerful, wonderful presence of life, and it moves through everything, everyone. And I know it is here now, moving in and through me as I speak these words, and I know it is in each and every one of us here. We are all the power, the presence, and the spirit of love, the spirit of life. And I'm so grateful that we stand here today. And I acknowledge with gratitude the love and the power of this center, who has just given its heart and its soul to honor the beloved Barbara Waterhouse, who has passed and is no longer with us in the physical, but I know her spirit is here. It is here with us now. It is here with us in all times. And I'm grateful to know that everyone in this room has all that they need in every way. That this spirit of life breathes through our bodies. It heals our bodies. That our bodies have all that it needs to be in great health. That we are filled with spirit. Every cell is vibrating with this wondrous love of life. And I know that our lives are rich and abundant. We have all that we need to support our lives financially. And I'm so grateful that Spirit moves through our relationships with peace, love, and harmony. The harmony that fills each heart now, fills our lives with those that we love, those that we interact with. And I know that each life is here to give its gift. For each of you here today, each of us is a gift of life. We are all here to give that gift of our presence, of our being. As we take this deep breath in now, breathe into our hearts and let us send this love and this light out into our community, into our world, surrounding our planet with the love and the light that we each are. For we are spirit and form. We have the power and the presence to touch lives, to uplift ourselves, our neighbors, and our planet. With a heart filled with gratitude, I know that God speaks through each of us. I release these words, knowing that the law always says yes. And so it is.
I am remembering.
We have a new treatment for our new senior minister. So please join me in reading this aloud. There is only one mind. It is the source of all things, from the invisible to the visible. It creates out of itself only what is like itself, forever expanding and evolving. I know this source as love. I know this to be the source of the one. I know that it is the truth of me, and as the truth of me, it is the absolute truth of our new senior minister. As Spirit is love, so is our new senior minister. Therefore, I speak my word now, knowing our new senior minister is already in the mind of the one. I know our new senior minister as the life of the divine, shows up as integrity, joy, compassion, and love. And this love is an expanding awareness of shared leadership for all. I give thanks to know this truth and to speak my word. I release my word into the perfect action of the law, knowing this prayer has already been answered. And so it is.
Thank you, April. Hello, everybody. I'd like to thank Reverend Sonny Cantrell Smith for inviting us here today. So grateful to be here. Thanks to Sonny. Sonny called us up like, hey, are y'all coming out east? We're from California. Are y'all coming out east sometime? Like, will you come? Also, I'd like to thank April, who just, as far as we're concerned, does everything. So we want to take her with us on the road. I would also like to speak a special word of thanks today to Barbara Waterhouse and John Waterhouse for founding this center, this amazing place that continues to live on as a legacy to her now. And we're just so grateful to be here. We're grateful to be in this space that was created by the two of them, this beautiful sanctuary, this beautiful community that lives on. What a better legacy for the life, right, than this community of dear ones that lives on. So we're very, very grateful to be here today with y'all. Yeah. Our first song has a spoken word chorus. Don't be scared. We're not making you do anything like open mic night or anything. It's going to be pretty easy. So I'd like you to speak it with me. We have the words here. I feel your peace and your presence and your power, my God. I feel your peace and your presence in me. That's it. Now, I like to always say this here because when I grew up, the G word, God, had a very specific connotation, right? It was a white, cisgender male, vintage cloud dweller who occasionally went off his meds. Let's be honest, right? Like, the dude was not predictable. And I was not a fan of that guy. And so we know here that God is within each and every one of us. It's not just out there. It's within each and every one of us. It's here in this community. It's everywhere. And it is the most loving, most beautiful, most powerful, wisest energy that we can even imagine, and then way more than that, right? My God. My God. So we always just like to check what we're talking about here. All right. Okay. It started out small, something less than a touch. I didn't even know it was you. God was unreliable, a crazy man, righteous, someone I should love and fear. What kind of sense is that? It started out small, something less than a touch. I didn't even know it was you. When I stumbled upon your power, I lost what I was taught. The crazy and the righteous enfolded in a love so vast it stretched the very definition of the word love. Together, I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender. I surrender to your love. I surrender. I surrender to your love.
You are not outside of me, and yet you are. It makes no sense, but then it does, for you are here wherever here may be. I speak to you. You speak to me. The voice is mine and not mine, landing in the space between where you and I vanish and begin, stretching the very definition of the word me. You. Together, I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender. I surrender to your love. I surrender. I surrender
power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me. I feel your peace and your presence and your power. My God, I feel your peace and your presence in me.
I surrender.
I feel your peace and your presence and your power.
Thank you so much.
I feel your peace and your presence and your power, except when I don't. Because let's face it, if you turn on the news or listen to the stuff in your head or have a beloved one pass and grieve them so much that it hurts, there are things that happen in our world, in our lives, where we don't feel the peace and the presence and the power. We feel it here. We feel it when we meditate, but then even sometimes not, you know? So Melissa and I have a practice that we do. One term for it is the I-thou relationship. Something Martin Buber said back in the day, the I-thou relationship. And the I-thou relationship is about having a relationship with the divine. Now, that's something that when I was a kid I heard about with that dude who kept losing his meds, right? Like relationship, right? But we as modern metaphysicians know that spirit is here. So how do we have a relationship with that, right? Like what does that look like as modern metaphysicians? To do the I-thou thing. So that's what we want to talk about. Building that relationship, how we do it, what it looks like, and what happens when we do. That's what we want to talk about today. Does that sound like a good idea? Yeah? Okay. Melissa is going to get us started. Melissa?
Good morning. So when I was growing up, we went to church every Sunday. Anybody else? Every single Sunday. And I heard about only one version of God, and it was that version that Z described. And I heard about this version of God that was outside of me. And I could talk to, listen, I could have conversation, and I also would be punished randomly or something like that. I just didn't understand it at first. And then in the 6th grade, my parents, very wisely in terms of education, moved me to a private school. And the school they moved me to was at my church. So then I went to church 6 days a week. Oh, goody. And I heard about this version of God over and over. Okay, so you think about what your brain is like if you all have raised kids, or even if you didn't. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, that's when I went there. 6th, 7th, and 8th grade is when our brain starts to get to the place in development where we start to think, well, what do I think about that? Or, oh, not everybody believes like my parents, right? Not every family eats dinner at 8 at night or whatever it is, right? We start to like look outside our, whatever the system was we were raised in, and we look elsewhere and we process that through, what do I think about that? What do I think? That's when I was there 6 days a week listening to this version of God. Good times. Well, what was happening for me at that time was I started to hear this one major rub. There were plenty, but I heard this one in particular, that is, God is all loving, and I should trust this God. And my best friend, Donna Abrahams, will be going to hell because she's Jewish. Okay, so that didn't line up for me, right? It didn't make sense. Okay, so back then, when I had any emotion, it showed up first through me as rage. Maybe it's hormones, who knows what all, but it really ticked me off, this discrepancy, this seeming hypocrisy to me. And so I actually will never really know how much that rage and response triggered and helped me to become a full-blown drug addict at the age of 13, 7th grade. Yeah, young, right? Now I know how young that is. Now I know that's young. And what I did then, of course, is I turned away from spirit entirely because I wanted nothing to do with that. All it did was, tick me off. So that's what I did, and that worked for me, sort of, as well as anything works for a using drug addict. But then 33 years, 8 months, and probably 23 days ago, I got clean. Yes, very good thing. I would not be here. You would not have had me as a guest if I was alive. And soon after that, I found Metaphysical Teachings, New Thought, in CSL. I started hearing about a different version of God. I started hearing about God as everything, not just a dude in the sky, everything. And that it made sense to me to hear that if this divine power is everything, then that's got to be what's going on right here as me. Well, this really worked for me. Now, I was not hearing about God outside of me that I could have relationship with, and that really worked for me too. And since then, I have learned about the 3 faces of the divine. So this is Boobers. It's a funny name to me, Boober. We heard about it from Ken Wilber, an American philosopher, still alive today, and he talks about the 3 faces of spirit, the 3 faces. And the first face is we. It's every God, spirit, this power that is everything, all the time, and always has been, and always will be. There is nothing but this one, God as we. The second face is God as I. That same thing I was saying, right? That we hear about, that if it's everywhere, it's not like suddenly missing right here. It's not how it works. So this all-powerful, all-knowing, all-loving presence is what I am. It is what you are. You might think you're other things, but you are that. Right? Third face of the divine that I hadn't been hearing about in this movement or this type of conversation and metaphysical stuff was the you. The third face, God, Spirit as you. Now this version of you, of Spirit, is a version that is one I can talk to. I can have relationship. I can have conversation. And the groovy cool thing is I can say it's outside of me, but it's also inside of me. And this is the beauty of the metaphysical paradox, is that we get to know that that infinite power that is everywhere, that I can talk to, I can hear talking back to me at times, is also right here in me. That is a cool thing just to meditate all by itself, right? But what happened to me is when I brought in that third face of the divine back into my world of spiritual life, I felt like I had a three-dimensional relationship with spirit in a way that I hadn't. How this happened for me is that about 15 years ago, I finally succumbed. Any minister in the room will tell you they heard the call, they heard the call, they heard the call. They said, no, 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 no. And then they said, okay. It wasn't shutting up. So, okay, all right, okay. So I did that, and I went to ministerial school, and one of the best gifts I got out of ministerial school is Z. I would actually say the best gift I got out of ministerial school. And in school, we had this one class during which there was a guided meditation. And in this guided meditation, we were invited to go to a safe place and very, very yummy, long time spent in the presence of spirit, just being in this place with spirit. It was very powerful. And then we were invited, while there, to ask Spirit directly, Spirit, what is the name that you would have me call you? My personal name for you. And I heard, like in the movies, a voice. It wasn't male or female. It was just this, I don't know how many have ever had that, but for me, it showed up as a voice, and what I heard was, the all. And I wept, and I sobbed, and I tried to keep it together for the rest of the meditation. So I had been walking and doing my prayers every morning for years, and I always started those prayers with, there is one power, there is one presence, and this power and this presence is right here, me. It is me. It is here as me, through me. It is here around me. It is all that is. And the next day after that meditation, I started my walk, and I said, good morning, the all. You are all that is. And you are right here. Right here as me. It did a very different thing for me, that prayer. It felt like my heart threw its doors open and love just poured through my being. It was very powerful. So we started praying that way a lot. We call it devotional mind treatment instead of spiritual mind treatment. We do devotional mind treatment. After I was doing that for a long time, walking along and prayer and talking with Z, referring to spirit as the all, it started feeling a little cumbersome. God is nice and short, but the all is not so short, right? So it just started feeling like a lot to say, good morning, the all. And every time I want to refer to spirit, I'm saying the all. So one day I was on my morning walk, and I said, okay, the all, so good morning, but I have to check in with you something before I start my prayer. I just want to know, this might be like blasphemous or something, but it's starting to feel a little cumbersome to say the all every time I say your name. I'm wondering if maybe I could just use the first two initials and shorten it to Ta. And I heard a voice again, and it said, I do not care what you call me. So I have since referred to spirit most often in my own heart and being as Ta. So when Z and I talked about a closer walk with spirit, deepening our connection, I was thinking about that. And I was thinking about relationships. How in relationships, we get to know someone, we get to know them better and better, and as they become a beloved, not necessarily a sweetheart, but one of our beloveds, right? We recognize their voice. We know when it's them. And we talk to them and we listen and we spend time and we deepen this intimacy. And after that happens for a while, often, my experience, almost always, I end up with a nickname for that person. In our relationship, we are each baby. I call Z baby, Z calls me baby. That's just how it happened. It unfolded that way. So in my house, I know if I hear Z ever call out, Melissa, I did something. I'm going to hear unpleasant something, right? So one of the things that we suggest is that we have these 3 hacks for y'all in your process of deepening your connection with Spirit. 3 very simple shortcuts. First of all, always start with setting your intention. I mean, everything starts there always, right? Set your intention for a deeper walk. And then secondly, just because it works so well for both of us, ask Spirit, while in a deeply connected place, Spirit, what is your name specifically for me to call you? What is my name for you? And see what comes. Might not come right away, but it will come. And then over time, see if it turns into a nickname, which it may. I've had a lot of people, we get a lot of people who tell us their name for Spirit and the nickname, and it's very sweet, very sweet, very sweet. And thirdly, and most powerfully, we suggest that you pray. I mean, we pray in these rooms, right? But we suggest a specific prayer because for a long time in our individual spiritual paths, and even after we were ministers, we were not doing this prayer until we realized it's the answer to everything prayer. This is our answer to everything prayer, which is asking for a deeper walk with Spirit. Spirit, take me deeper with you. Let me hear you. Let me see you. Let me feel you. Let me know you more deeply. Here's the thing. We pray for things in these rooms, right? In metaphysical stuff, like we pray. We use affirmative prayer. It's very powerful. If you have not done it yet, I highly recommend it. Powerful stuff. But I wasn't praying for a deeper walk with Spirit. But the thing is, the reason we call it the answer to everything prayer is, if we have a deeper connection and a deeper walk with Spirit, we hear. We recognize the voice. We know we are guided in those smaller and smaller moments. Like before we say something, or not say something, or eat something, and not eat something. That wasn't just for you. I didn't mean it that way, but we had the conversation this morning. So whatever it is, when we have that deeper connection, we are guided, and we are always going to be guided to our greater good, because that is what Spirit has in mind for us. And that is true as we grieve. Spirit knows how we need to grieve. And if we listen, we will be told what is ours to do that. Everything. The answer is in that deeper walk. Right? So to talk more about that and to tell you a little story about that for us, I give you Reverend Baby.
Oh, good. Okay. So that means I'm not in trouble, because she said Reverend Baby. I love the I-thou relationship. My probably favorite part about it and the deeper walk that Melissa and I have each been taking is that I hear more now from Spirit. I get more messages, and it's amazing, especially in meditation, but kind of all the time. When Melissa and I were about to graduate from ministerial school, I had one particularly very interesting download, as I call them sometimes, from Spirit, that really shaped our ministry, has continued to shape our ministry in amazing ways. And in order for this download to make sense, I first have to tell you a story about a cat. Okay, so this was 2 decades ago. I was coming out of a really hard breakup. And I decided that what I needed to help me get through it was I needed a pet. I'd lost a kitty in the breakup, right? She got the cat. So I needed a new kitty. And every cat I'd ever had up until then had just come to me in the way cats do, the way they pick you, right? Like showed up at my back door, or a friend said, hey, I know this cat needs a home, like that. So I kept waiting, like, Spirit, send me my cat. I am ready. And it didn't happen. It was not happening, right? It was like, timing was not there. So I finally decided, okay, Spirit obviously does not know what it's doing. I am going to take matters into my own hands and get the cat now, because I want it now. So I go to a local pet shelter, and they had a room with just cats in the room together, because they had no choice, I guess. And there's all these kitties in the room, and I go and I find this cute little tortoiseshell kitty, and I pick her up. She's so sweet and cuddly, and it's wonderful. And I said, okay, I found my cat. The staff said, no, you didn't. That cat's already taken. But here's another cat who looks just like her, right, over here. And so I go over to cat number 2, and I pick her up, and I pet her for 30 seconds or so. And then she bites me. Kind of hard. So I put her down, and I said, I'll take her. I don't know. I wanted my cat now. It seemed like this was the one. Let's just do it, right? Well, not so fast, not so easy to take this cat home. They had hoops to jump through. So the first thing is I had to give them 2 references, and they had to call and talk to these references to make sure that I was a, adequate pet owner. Jay Leno used to say, dogs have owners, cats have staff. So they had to make sure I was proper staff, right? So they did that. They got my references. They called them. That was all good. But then I had to sign a bunch of papers, and these papers said that I would never return this cat back to the shelter. Not only that, I would never give this cat away to anyone else because they wouldn't have been vetted, right, as proper cat staff, yeah? So it's just like, oh my God, I'd never had to do all of this to get a cat, right? But I wanted my cat, and I wanted my cat now. So I did it, signed the forms, did all the things, took the kitty home, and I named her Lucy. A few days later, a friend of mine calls and says, I found the perfect cat for you. And I was like, dude, okay. Now, the plan was not to get 2 cats, just one. I had a small house, the breakup, I'm living in a little place. But I'm so curious now, like the perfect cat for you. So I go to this local pet shelter, and it was this little male orange kitty, just adorable little guy, and he was cuddly, and he didn't try to attack me, and it was super easy to adopt him. They're like, take him, please, right? Like yesterday, yes, he's yours. Like, would you like some cat food? I mean, they were just like, please, right? So, okay, I did it. Not the plan, but all right. I bring him home. I name him Max. So now I have Lucy and Max, and there's just one problem, which is that they hate each other. Like, hate each other, especially Lucy. They're like, she hated Max. Now, the vet that I was taking them to at the time said that Lucy, who was a tortoiseshell, tortoiseshells often make better only children. That breed of cat, right? They just do better by themselves, right? And I have to say, I was a little bit more partial to Max, but I had signed my name in blood that Lucy was my cat forever. Like, she had to be the one to stay, right? So it broke my heart, but I had to give Max away to a friend. Oh, broke my heart. So now it's just me and Lucy. And, it was a funny thing. She had a tendency to bite quite a lot. What a surprise. I had a friend who used to say that Lucy looked like she'd done time. She just had a look about her like she had seen things she couldn't unsee, and she had things to say about it, and maybe bite a few times, and a lot of cats have a tell, like when they're biting. No, not Lucy. I think it was the time. She knew, you gotta surprise them. So that was my kitty. So fast forward, 13 years later, Melissa has joined the party, right? And we're a happy little family, and Melissa and I are about to graduate from ministerial school. And one day, in meditation, I get a download from Spirit. And now this is going to make sense. So I get this download from Spirit, and Spirit says, okay, y'all are about to start your ministry. You can approach it one of two ways. You can approach your ministry like you did with Lucy and getting Lucy. And if you do, it's going to work out okay, like with Lucy, and it's going to bite from time to time. Or you can approach your ministry like you did every other cat. And in that case, go with the flow, let it happen organically. Things are going to go much better for you. Now, the first interesting thing about this was that I had never put that together. I had never put together that Lucy, the cat that I'd made happen on my timing, had been the most difficult cat-staff relationship, right? So that was the first thing. And then a few months after this download, Lucy died. Suddenly, unexpectedly, Melissa and I are upstairs. We hear noise downstairs. 3 minutes later, she's gone. She had a seizure. Very much like Lucy, by the way, like sudden move, I'm out of here, which was good because she didn't have to suffer, right? Like, bye. But, and the vet said she had a heart problem. There's nothing we could have done, right? She's gone. So here we are, about to start our ministry. We've been given these instructions, how to not do things. We have now a death on our hands, like the kitty. And so we knew what it meant when Spirit said, don't push. It didn't mean do nothing, right? Don't just sit at home and twiddle your thumbs. Not that there's anything wrong with twiddling your thumbs, but we're creatives. We're going to be making music, and we're going to be doing stuff, right? But we knew that what Spirit meant by that was don't push as far as making things happen in the outside world. Let this unfold organically as far as going out in the world and doing your thing, right? Did we do that? Well, not gonna lie, we were freaked out about money. How are we gonna make money doing this thing? We need to go do gigs and things, right? So we made some calls, and by we I mean Melissa. Because Melissa had connections from her career as Melissa Felipe. Also, Melissa's a little more enthusiastic than me, and she likes the phone. I hate the phone. So Melissa gets on the phone. Hi, this is Melissa Felipe. Do you remember? Yes, you remember me. Cool. Well, I wanted to let you know I'm a minister now. Yes, I know. It's so fun. And I'm doing ministry with my wife band, Z. Oh, yeah, wife band. So Z is gender rich, whole lot of gender going on, and I call Z my wife band. Yeah. No, you're not remembering wrong. I did have a husband last time we talked. I also thought I was straight. Yeah, it surprised me too. Yeah. Anyway, Z is also a minister, and they are going around doing. They, yeah. Z uses they, them pronouns because gender rich. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they are doing ministry with me, and we're both speaking, of course, but musically, I want to tell you, we're doing this thing. It's kind of different. So I'm still singing, obvi, but Z has joined me now, and Z does spoken word. Hello? Hello? Okay, so it didn't work. When we tried to explain to people who we were and what we did, pushing it and cold calls, and it didn't work anyway. So finally, a year into our ministry, we're okay, we're ministers now. Maybe, just maybe, we should actually listen to Spirit and actually surrender to Spirit all the way, 100%. There's a kind of a difference between 95% surrender and 100% surrender, and maybe we should actually just let go and trust. And so we did, as hard as it was, as hard as it still is, let's be real, sometimes. So we let go, and it wasn't all at once, but gradually we started to get calls from people who knew us, or had heard about us, or someone had told them about us, and we get these calls. And we get these calls, including to do things that we didn't think we want. We're like, oh, we're not going to do retreats, though. We're not going to do workshops. And we get these calls. Hey, can you do a retreat? Can you do a workshop? And we did it, and we loved it. And we said, this actually, we're like kind of made to do this. Like, Spirit is so much smarter than we are, right? And then we started to notice how like the things we were doing at home and creating and all that fit really well with the out in the world. Like they supported each other in this kind of magical way, like this puzzle coming together, right? And people would say, wow, your whole business plan, marketing strategy, whatever, like it's so brilliant the way you put all this together. And we're like, I know, right? Like, Spirit is so much smarter than we are, right? So this is all coming together, and it's amazing. And the other thing was that because we were now in this like 100% surrender thing, there's that metaphor for faith where it's like the headlights, right? Like when you have faith, it's like you have these headlights. You're on a cloudy night, but you can see a little bit, and you just go little by little, right? And you've got your faith. Well, for us, sometimes it was like we couldn't see at all. We could see nothing. We had to take our sticky little fingers off the wheel and just let Spirit drive, which is terrifying. But it deepened that connection, right? Because we really had to just rely all the way on Spirit. And so that connection for us was and continues to be deepened by that listening, by that trusting, by that surrendering. At the same time all this surrendering's going on, I'm visiting my folks in Ohio. Melissa's out shopping. She runs into a friend of ours who says, by any chance, would you like a cat? And Melissa says, well, we love cats, but we don't have one. Long story. So yeah, maybe send me a picture. So Melissa gets the photo, sends it to me in Ohio, and I see this picture, and I said, that is our cat. That's our guy. And then that night, I get a download from Spirit saying, that cat's name is Max. And I said, no, you don't understand all-knowing, infinite intelligence. I think you missed something. I already had a cat named Max, so that cat can't be named Max. No, because as you may have noticed, I love to argue with Spirit. I'm pretty good at it, actually. It's kind of a hobby. So the next morning, Melissa calls me up and she goes, okay, I know this is going to sound crazy because you already had another cat, but I keep getting that cat's name is Max. So Max came home to live with us, and not surprising, he is the most amazing cat we have. I mean, really, this little guy is like magical. Reverend Chris is nodding her head because she has house sat for us before and spent time with Max. Max loved Chris. So he's magical. He's magical. And when we were putting this talk together for the first time, I finally figured out why his name is Max. I hadn't put it together. So the first Max was the surrendered version, right? Like Lucy made it happen. Max, I surrendered, but I couldn't keep him because I'd already committed to pushing and striving, right? But it's never too late to surrender to Spirit. It is never too late to surrender to Spirit. So I got another chance. I got another Max. So we have a picture here of our little boy. Oh, there he is. He's lying on his side, just saying, aren't I gorgeous? Yes, I am. So this is now our ministry mascot. He's our mascot. Because whenever we start to get scared, whenever we want to grip that wheel tighter, whenever we want to argue with Spirit, no, infinite intelligence, you don't understand, I understand this better than you, right? Like whenever we want to do that, we just look into those eyes. He's a constant reminder of the love and the support that exists for us from the divine when we surrender to the divine. And surrender is not giving up, it's empowered surrender, right? It's empowered surrender because when we surrender to Spirit, the things that happen, right? The things that happen, and life just gets better and better and better all the time, and it doesn't bite. So, please repeat after me. Spirit is so much smarter than I am. And it's never too late to surrender to Spirit. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. So be it. So be it. All right, I believe we are doing the offering now? Yes.
Together. Oh my goodness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was beautiful, wonderful. Yay. Do you feel lifted up? All right. I'm Reverend Marcia McLean. I'm really glad to be standing here in this moment, enjoying all of this upliftment. And I got some things for you. First of all, do we have any first-time guests in the room today? Awesome. Keep your hands up if you can. Just, good stretch. If you want to switch, you can go to the other one. We want to make sure that our greeters get a card to you. We like to stay in touch, and we don't send you too much, just enough to know you and let you know what we're doing. So welcome. Thank you for that. The next thing that we're going to do is our prosperity acceptance. And we have a few different ways that you can do that with us this morning. Thank you for being here. So one of the ways that you can do that is to take out what it is that you're going to give this morning to this Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, and hold it on your heart. And if you're going to, we can go to the next slide. We're going to say this affirmation together aloud. And I also want you to know that you can always go to our website, or you can do text to give. I'm a perfect example of that. I actually ran out of checks, so Rick and I are going to do text to give. It's super easy. We just love the different ways that we can give to this center. So what we want you to do is whatever means you are using, we want to say this affirmation together aloud as we bless these gifts that we are offering today. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth, knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses the world, and so it is.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. One more time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed, so grateful. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
And I know that it is with tremendous gratitude that we accept these gifts for this Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville, recognizing that we are so blessed. And I know that these gifts are blessed because they came from you, and you are pure spirit. I recognize that they fill up this place all through the walls, within and without and all around us. They go before us. They make the way clear and easy. They feed and nourish and continue the legacy of this beautiful Center for Spiritual Living, Asheville. They move through you. They are refilled and added to by Spirit. In the giving and in the receiving, there is only good and only increase. For all of this, we give thanks. We let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
One of our favorite examples of the I-thou relationship, trusting Spirit no matter what, is the story of Harriet Tubman. So we wrote a song about her, and it's called Walk by Faith.
No matter where your journey's starting from, there is a voice calling you.
True story. When Harriet Tubman first escaped from slavery, she heard a voice that said, "I want you to help free others." Do you know what Harriet Tubman said to that voice? She said, "No." She said, "Not me." She said, "I can't. I can't." But the voice wouldn't let up. It wouldn't let her be. "I want you to help free others. I want you to help free others." Finally, Harriet Tubman, the woman who would be known as Moses, said yes. Yes. Walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night. Step by step, she followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. It told her when to move. It told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
You've gotta walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guiding light.
True story. Harriet Tubman, with the help of the Union Army, once freed 750 enslaved people in one day. Can you imagine 750 people? Moses brought them home. The voice of Spirit doesn't mess around. When you listen to that voice, you are never the same. When you listen to that voice, you are free. And it doesn't stop there. You take others with you. The 750 are still alive today. They're your sisters and your brothers in struggle and in pain. They're your doubts and your fears when you say, "I can't," but you can. And you will when you walk by faith, not by sight. Moses walked in the middle of the night, step by step. She followed a voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. It told her when to move. It told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
You've gotta walk by faith, not by sight. Listening every step of the way. Walk on
Moses walked in the middle of the night, step by step. She followed the voice. She couldn't shut it off. She didn't have a choice. He told her when to move. He told her when to wait. She was walking in its footsteps. She was walking in its grace. It wasn't just the people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
Walk on into the night. Let that northern star be your guide.
It wasn't just her people Moses led through the night. It was anyone who's ever walked by faith and not by sight.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. And we got a few more goodies for you, so stay right there. First of all, I want to welcome our practitioners to come forward. And if you're new here, these are people who are trained and licensed and committed to knowing the truth of you and as you and for you. We encourage you to come up after the celebration and just take a moment and let them know how they can support you spiritually. You'll never be the same. This is a good thing. All right, and then the other thing that I want to do is to invite Melissa and Z. First of all, let's just give them another hand. Thank you. So beautiful to be lifted up by you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tell us about the amazing things that you have out in the foyer. That are the other parts of
All
your
right.
ministry.
I want to thank you again for having us here today. We feel really honored to be here. So it's been wonderful. Can I talk now? Okay. All right. So you can. Okay. We have a table out there. We call it our Oh My God Life mini mall. And we are traveling. We are in the middle of a 4-month tour. We live in California. We're traveling all around the country, living in a 25-foot van. Thrilled to be here, and the support from the table helps support what we're doing in the world, our online and traveling ministry. So we have groovy things out there. We have T-shirts on sale for $5. Oh, yeah, there's one right there.
As Reverend Chris is demonstrating.
Yeah, we have all kinds of fun stuff. We're like little elves. We stay home, we make things, and then we go out in the world and, fridge magnets and music and all kinds of fun things. Yes.
And we have a mailing list. So what I like to say is, if you did not enjoy us today, if you didn't really care for what we do, you don't need to tell us. It's really all right. But if you did, we have a free mailing list, and we do 2 videos every month. 2 brand new videos every month. Prayers, affirmations, music videos, and I always forget.
Guided meditations.
Guided meditations.
Wow. Yeah.
And you get 2 of those a month for free. It's just what we do. And then also we each have a blog, Life in ZD, and Dear Melly. So we each have a blog. And there's other things. Z does these great cartoons. You can get those Monday through Friday, little memes, reminders. I love those. Not everybody wants a Monday through Friday thing. But the best thing of all is that if you sign up on our mailing list, so what we do is every year we write and record a song that is a brand new, totally unique happy birthday song. And we make a video.
Jackie gets them.
Jackie gets them. We make a video and we send it to our friends on our mailing list so that on the morning of your birthday, there is a video in your inbox.
It's really fun.
It is our favorite
really
thing.
Cool. Yeah, and
So
those of you who are watching online, you can go to ohmygodlife.com. That's O with an H, O-H, mygodlife.com. And you can sign up there, so we don't want to, leave you all out of things. That's it. And
thank you again.
thank you
for
again.
having us
And
here.
we are honored to be here in the wake of Barbara Waterhouse's passing. We know she's with us here in spirit, and we are deeply grateful for her and all that she contributed to the planet. So we thank you again.
Thank you. Woo-hoo! All right. So we're going to say a benediction together, and then, just so you know, what's going to happen after that is a closing song, the opportunity to be with our practitioners, and there's a ton of food in the other room, of course. We do that here. So stay and pray, stay and sing, go and eat, hang around, okay? And here's our benediction that we're going to say together aloud. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It is this thing called life. Life is in my mind. Life is in my body. Life is in my affairs. I accept it. I am it. I share it just as the way it appears and just the way it appears not. Thank you, life. And so it is.
So it is. Repeat after me. Yes.
Yes.
That's all you got to say on this. And then there's a part where you sing it, and we will teach it to you. Me and my girls in the one voice. We're all one voice. And thank you again for being with us this morning, because it's so much more fun with y'all.
And thank you to Breezy for hooking everything up.
So every time I point to you, you're going to say yes, like this.
Yes.
One more time.
Yes.
Okay, I believe you. All right, here we go. Ooh, yeah. I say yes to the greatest good you have for me. Yes to this good, now let it bless me. All of the good that you wanna bring, I allow it, and I say yes. Yeah. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes again. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Yes. I say yes to the greatest joy you have for me. Yes to this joy, now let it bless me. All of the joy that you can't have too many yeses, I allow it, and I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. I say yes. I say yes. See,
so much good.
So much good.
Right on time.
Right on time.
I can take it.
I can take it.
'Cause it's mine.
'Cause it's mine.
Spirit's gonna give it.
Spirit's gonna give it.
And I'm gonna get it.
And I'm gonna get it.
'Cause I align.
I align
with the divine.
with the divine.
Yes, I align.
I align
The divine.
with the divine. All of the good that you wanna bring, I allow it. What do I say? I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Come on now. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. What do you say? Yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Yes, 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 yes. I say yes. I say yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Yes, 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 yes. I say yes. Woo-hoo! Have an awesome day.
Thank you.
Hallelujah.
I have to say yes to that. Wonder Man. All right, I'll take it.
I gotta go to the bathroom. Uh-oh. Can you grab that for me? Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Gonna- That was a beautiful treatment. That's just wonderful. It's really amazing. Your words and the music together, really.
I like music in the background. I was intending to say more about Barbara, but whatever came out, came out.
It was beautiful.
More about Barbara, but
I was literally crying.
It was beautiful.